in algebra. Of course, they're the same as any other teacher, but the way that I've got them written out is the way that I did it when I was a student. So it's easy to remember the stuff that you suck at. When you're going, I remember the things that I sucked at graphing, I sucked at the distributive law, and I sucked at fractions. And those are the three things that I really hit hard as far as the teacher, because I know how students suck at them. I sucked at word problems, but the only way to practice on word problems is just like playing the piano. Just keep doing them and keep doing them and keep doing them. There is no shortcut to the word problems. You're going to suck at them until you do enough, and then you'll catch on to it. So, with that being said, that should discourage you as much as possible. So, we'll go ahead and get started. I think I need to cover the last method for you, and then you'll be ready to take the last portion of that test. So, that's going to be the method of chart plot method. Chart plot method. And of course, this is going to be unit. It's going to be method 3. Get your handouts out. And with that method, it'll have directions that'll say graph using the slope and y-intercept. That's what it'll say. Yes, method 3, the last method. Graph using the slope and y-intercept. That's what it'll say. That's what the directions will say. Okay, now it's very important that we remember that the standard equation is y is equal to mx plus b. Now, there's several things I want to highlight here, so you might want to get your highlighters out. As I told you before, come on. There is a section right there, and that's going to be the sine of the slope. There is a section better work now. Yep. Something's wrong with that right side of there. And that's section. And that's a section. Those three things what you need to look at. And when you look at those three things, the yellow is going to be positive or what? Negative. That means that your trace line is going to go up, left to right, up, or what? Left to right, down. That's showing you the slope. The M is showing you the vertical over what? Over the horizontal. And then the B is showing you your y-intercept. Okay, so you don't even have to do any math on this one. You just have to look at the equation. And those are the three things that you're going to be given. You're going to be given the vertical over horizontal. You're going to be given the direction of the slope. And you're going to be given the y-intercept. So what you do is you're given a problem, y is equal to 2x plus 3. This is the example. It may be the same as the one on your sheet, I don't know. And I take my highlighters, and I'm going to take my highlighter number 1, which is yellow. I'm going to highlight that area right there. And I'm going to highlight this area. And then I'm going to highlight this area. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to write down everything that I've got. 1, the first thing I'm going to write down is my y-intercept. 0, 3. B. B is going to be the direction of my slope. The direction of my slope, since there's nothing there, is what? Positive. That means left to right, up. And then the last thing is 2 over what? Good. 2 over 1. That's my vertical over my horizontal. It's on the right side, so it's getting all funky on me. Now, I don't mean any harm. I think everybody in here can do that. Now, what do you do after you get it? Well, after you get it, y is equal to 2x what? Plus 3?
Yes.
Okay, after you get that information, follow along on your book, on your thing. It says, what do you do first? Plot the what? Plot the y-intercept. The y-intercept is blue, right? So we're going to take our handy-dandy highlighter, blue. And 0, since it's the y-intercept, it's going to fall where? On the what axis?
Right.
So 1, oops. 1, 2, 3. There's my y-intercept. And then, let me mark that. 1, 2, 3. There. There's my y-intercept. And I'm going to tell you right now, method 3, this method right here, is best used with graph paper. Or, as I pull up those little graphs, you need to make you those graphs that I was pulling up the other day? You need to put about 6 of those on a page and run about 20 copies and you'll have enough graph paper. You have to use graph paper with this because you have to have the blocks to count the vertical over the horizontal. Now, the next step I'm going to take, I'm going to do, okay. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use this thin line right here, and I'm going to color it real. What color did I color the sign? Yellow? Okay. And I'm going to draw a line left to right, up. There it is. That's my slope, which is right here. A lot of people start thinking here, start saying, well, what if it, you don't need to think about anything. You just need to do what I tell you. Okay? Left to right, what? Up. Okay? Now, the only thing we got left is this guy, which was green. I think we colored that green. And that's 2 over 1. Vertical over what?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. So I'll take my I'll take my green pen right here. And take a pick, up or down. Vertical is up or down, so it doesn't matter. Since most of you will say up, I'm going to go down. All right? Down how many? 2. 1, 2. I went down 2. Now, which way is my trace line? If I was to go left or right, which one would hit it? Left. So I'm going to go left. How many? 1. And put my first point. Here's my first point. Go down 2. 1, 2, over 1. Go up 2. Where I start from, right here. 1, 2, go over this way. Now, of course, it's better when you can see that my points are not exactly lined because I don't have graph paper up there. So I got to bring the graph paper in so y'all will see how it works. Let's go with a black straight line. And I'm just going to try to eyeball it. There's your line. Now your line has to go through all of those points because you counted with the blocks. Now, once you get this line, what can you do with your trace line? Do you need it anymore?
No.
It's supposed to be able to hit it. Let me do it with the mouse because this pen is not right. So, oh, there it is. I have done it. Now, since I clicked on it, it should let me just erase the yellow. Will it? No, it'll probably erase the whole daggum drawing. Wow, I don't believe it. Is that right? Yeah. That's it. That's how you draw using the slope and y-intercept. So let's do a nerd. First of all, let me see if I still have. I wonder if somebody started the computer again. Nope, somebody started over, so I got to grab one right quick. Hold on a second. Let's go to graph paper. Now, this may take 2 or 3 hours for you to do. It's really tedious work. Now take that and view image and save it, and then put it on a word processor, insert, and put about 6. This one's pretty big, so put about 6 of these, and then run you 5 or 6 copies. Work out a whole lot better than drawing it each time. And some of y'all suck worse than I do drawing them. All right, now let's go back to our handy dandy drawing board. There we go. And this time, I want you to, we're going to put a negative up there. That line on the bottom is really bothering me, but I'll be all right. Let's go with y equal negative 3/4 x minus 2. First thing, extract your information. Find out what is what and write it down. That's the first thing you do before you graph anything. Now follow along with your handout. After you write down the information, what point do you plot first? The y what? The y-intercept, or the y vertical shift, or the y-intercept, whatever you want to call it. That would be 0, -2. Yeah, just come on in whenever. That's fine. Hope you got some lunch. I guess that's good. I'm glad you got you some lunch. We're all starving, but that's okay. All right, 0, -2. And what kind of slope we got? Meaning left to right what? Good. And then we got 3/4. Let me get my colors out. Let me get my crayons out so I can color some more. First thing I hear when I do this is, well, I was taught, I'm sorry, I'm teaching my method. So I'm not interested in your method. This is Hubert's method. Okay? Well, I thought that it's negative. I'm sorry, I'm teaching my method. What am I trying to say? If you know your method, then what? Use it. If you don't know your method well enough and you're asking questions, then chances are you may just want to forget your method and do this method. Okay, because you got two kinds of people. You got the people that know their method and you're using your method right now, and that's fine. Because I'm not teaching anything new. I'm just teaching a different method. I mean a different step by step. All right. The method is the same no matter what. You just are taught a different A, B, and C. You're taught something different. If you know that method, then it ain't what? It ain't broke. Don't fix it. You don't say anything. But if you're asking questions about your method and this method, then chances are you don't know your method as well as you should. So you might as well just go ahead and do this method. Okay, so I plotted my point. There it is, right there, see it? Now, I'm going to take my handy-dandy straight line maker. And I want to make it real thin and yellow. Which way is it going? Left or right, what? A lot of people say, well, how do you know which way to draw it? Doesn't matter. You just draw it to where if you put a penny right here on its side, what's it going to do? Roll what? Down here. You can put it right here if you want to. You can put it right here if you want to. You can put it right here if you want to. All those lines, what's the penny doing or the car doing? Going downhill, going downhill, going downhill, going downhill. So I don't care where you draw it. Well, let's say, what if I don't draw it through the intercept? That's fine too. You just make sure I do the right thing here. There we go. Draw it right there if you want to. Now, of course, why do you think I make it go through the intercept? Because it makes it easier for you to see where to plot the points. That's why I'm not going to draw. I think it's kind of ridiculous to draw the left. I think that's kind of ridiculous. All right? I think this is kind of ridiculous, you know. But do I sit here and say, well, you have to make sure your straight edge is going through the y-intercept? No, you can draw a little bit above it. You can draw a little bit below it. You can draw right through it. All three of those are okay for a trace line because it's around the proximity to show you which way to go. So it really doesn't matter where or how steep you put the trace line as long as the car on the left side either goes downhill or what? Uphill. So these two are done. That's done. And that's done. Well, what about be quiet. Okay? I'm done with that negative. Because I know somebody out there is about to have a fit about that negative. We've already done the negative. The negative is a negative what? Slope. That's all negatives and positives tell you in science and math. Which way to go. It tells you direction. So don't be talking about no negative down here because there is no negative down here. It's vertical over horizontal. So I'm going to take my green highlighter. I'm going to use the Hunter green because it's easier to see. And we're going to plot some points. So vertical is 3. Which way? Up or down? Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. Since y'all think it's got to go down, I'm going to go up because I know somebody, since it's a negative, I don't see a negative right here. Well, I thought, no. Vertical means up or down. 1, 2, 3. Now at that point, see that 1 right there, that green 1, which way is my trace line? Good. And that's the way you go. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Go up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you don't want to go up. Go down. 1, 2, 3. Which way? At that point, where is my trace line? To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go down 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This takes the ambiguity out concerning the what? The negative. Because I guarantee you there's somebody in here went, well, I thought that the negative tells you one thing. It tells you left to right down, left to right up. That's all it tells you. Once you've established that, you can take the negative, crumble it up, and what? Throw it away. You don't even need it anymore. So now you take your handy dandy straight line maker and you change it to black and you draw a line from here. And I bet you they line up. It's a miracle. And then what do you do with your trace line? Erase it. Oops. It's a miracle. All right, let's do a nerd. I got to discourage y'all somehow. I don't want to get your confidence up. Y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 6. All right? Take off. If you can't do it, then we all know what that means. Cardboard box, ditch. Tent. there's my colors. All right, so there's our, and there is our y-intercept. There is our slope. And there is our vertical over our horizontal. So I'll take my handy dandy blue marker. One, two, three, four, five, six. Take my straight line here, straight line. There we go. Now notice I didn't draw it as steep. Why? Well, if I drew it steep, I could draw it from right here and put down that way. I just didn't. I just fixed it to where I could fix it in there the best I could. So I just kind of went at a 1-to-1. That's what most of the time it's about a 1-to-1. How do you know it's a 1-to-1? Well, if you line it up with some of these corners, you'll see that they just about hit what? They just about hit several of the corners, see? It's not quite 1-to-1, but 1-to-1 would hit every single. How do you know? Well, you take, let's see if I can do this. Oh, there we go. See how that one's getting close to every corner right there?
Yeah.
That's close to 45. I got to get it. There we go. There we go. There's a 45 right there. So you can do a 45 there, like that. However you want to do it. So we can take our handy dandy marker and we can mark that out, So I can actually take this out, this out, this out. Oh, I'm sorry, except for the 2/3. So the 2/3, what does 2/3 mean? Vertical over what?
Horizontal.
Vertical over horizontal. So, and the reason I erased the whole problem is these students, they're programmed. You know the students that I told you they're programmed that you have to put the variable on the left-hand side of the equal sign? Well, they're the same students that are like, oh my God, he got rid of the negative sign. How am I going to draw 2/3 and there's not a negative there? Those are the ones that are programmed. And I'm trying to get you off of that because the 2/3 is the actual slope. Okay, so I'll take my handy dandy green marker. And I'm going to go, which way? Which way you want to go, up or down? Down. 1, 2. Where's my trace line? To the left or to the right? It is?
To the right.
To the right. To the right. To the right. There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And do it all day long. Take our black straight line maker. I went wrong there. I think I accidentally took my hand off the mouse. No stretching in class. All right, there it is. Now tell me how hard that is. That ain't hard. Now, you feel good about yourself? Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens when I say graph. What happens when you just say, see the word graph? What does that mean? When you just see the word graph, what does that mean? Look in your notes. What? You can use any method. Dang, Miss Telford does talk every once in a while. All right? All right, so here we go. I'm going to put y is equal to 1/3 x minus 2. Any method you want. You only have 3 to choose from. Now ask yourself, is y by itself? And that ought to help you. But you don't have to use one certain method. You could use 2 out of 3 this time. Since I'm teaching the third method, I'm going to do it third method, but I'll show you the other method. There's 2 methods you can use. What are they? The first one and the what? Nope, the last one. First and the third, you can take your pick. Now you could do the intercept method. You could if you wanted to, but I would probably pick, why did I pick 1 or 3? Because y is by itself. That's what it says at the top of 1 and 3. When do you use 1 and 3? When y is by itself. So we'll set this up as 2 different problems, or as 2 problems. Here we'll do method 1. And here we'll do method 3. That's my master of this universe. Thank you very much. -6, -3, 0, 3, and 6. All right, what's -6 divided by 3? -2 minus 2? -4. What's -3 over 3? -1 minus 2? -3. 3 was awful. 0 minus 2? And look at the pattern. -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. Let's check 0. 6 divided by, I'm sorry, that's not a 6, is it? 6 divided by 3 is what? 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So it does work. Or we can just pull out the information using method 3.
That's what I did.
So, A is 0, comma, -2. B is left to right what? Up. And C is 1/3. So, take my handy dandy highlighter. Blue gives us that number right there. Yellow gives us this. And green, verde, gives us this. So take my blue marker. I want to use the highlighter. And 0, -2. And the trace line. Left to right, what? Well, that's not right. And now 1/3. I'll take my green marker. And that's going to be 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. -1, 1, 2, 3. -1, 1, 2, 3. -1, 1, 2, 3. Take my hand in a straight line. Start at this point. Start at this point again. Okay. Let's try it again. Try it up here. There. Are all of them touching? That means you're right. Now let's see of the other ones. Let's see. Let's take my handy dandy blue or red marker upper and let's plot these points and see if it works. -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative what? 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. We hit the same point. It's a miracle. -3 and negative what? 0, -2. 3, -1. And 6, 0. So what can you tell me about the red dots? They're laying right on what? The graph that this did, and vice versa. Let's try another one. Graph. X squared. No, I'm sorry. I just had a brain bubble. Went to algebra 2 right quick. X minus 4y, sorry. X minus 4y is equal to 8. You have one of those days that you can't stop yawning? All right, tell me what happens here. What happens to the 4y, the negative 4y, when you plug that 0 in? Cancels out and you're left with x is equal to what? And that 8 goes right here. All right, what happens to the 0 term? I meant the x term. It zeroes out, so you're left with negative 4y is equal to 8. Divide by negative 4. And 8 divided by negative 4 is what?
2.
And that negative 2 goes right here. Now let me plot these two. This one is on the x-axis. So it's going to be 8 and 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's on the x-axis because it's a what? X what? Intercept. Negative 2. Do it in blue. And there's your points. All right, there's your line. Now I want to check and see if we're at the right place. So I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to pick 3. Why am I picking 3? Usually you said what? You pick 1. Why am I picking 3? Because 1 is right here and it's going to be, and 4 looks like it might cross a what? I'm sorry, throw 4. I meant 4. What will it might cross? That's what I heard. Speak up and enunciate. What? Why didn't I use x is equal to 1? It would have put it right where?
On the line?
Right beside this and right between the lines, and that's no good. But look at 4. 4 is awfully close to what? Those corners. Where corners intersect and the line intersect. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try 4. So let's see. Plug it in. 4 minus 4y is equal to 8. So what do you do with 4? If it's in the x position, what do you do? How do you get rid of a positive 4? Subtract it on both sides. Subtract 8. Subtract 8. You're going to get x is equal to 4. I think. Yeah. Plug that 4 in. That'll be a 4. Negative. Okay. Divide by negative 4 on both sides. What do you get? Y is equal to negative what? Negative 1, isn't it? All right. Let me plug it in. X minus 4y is equal to 8. And what are we plugging in for x? 4. All right. And how do you get rid of adding 4?
Subtract.
Subtract 4. Subtract 4. 4y is equal to what? Negative 4y, sorry. Is equal to what? What's 8 minus 4?
4.
And then divide by negative 4. So y at this point is equal to negative 1. And we put -1 right there, and then we'll count it. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what do we hit? -1. So that means we know what we're doing. And that's it. That's how you do method 3, and that's how now all you have to do, you've went through the whole song, and it hits miss every once in a while, but you've gone through the whole song on the piano. One time that you went through and it sounded terrible. So if you got through the song one time and it sounded terrible, what's the only way you can go now? Up. Practice by practicing over and over and over. And now that you're through the song, you can practice it. This is these 3 methods, and what I gave you a while ago, the other day, the first, that is playing the piano, and you've gotten through it. Now you just got to practice it. Now, I'm going to look at your test right quick and see if there's anything that I need to address before I post it. Because we may need to go something. I'm thinking we need to go over one more thing. But I'll look to make sure. It ain't open, is it? Okay, then I need to go through here. Should be Unit 3, graphing, right there. There it is, graphing section. Preview. Unit 2, graphing, yeah. No, wrong one. There it is. That's it. Hold on, I'm doing something. Hold on. Last day of class. There's another one. Last day of class and finals. Yeah. No, that's not what I want. It's not on here. Good gracious, y'all sick. No. Y'all need to take some medicine. What? What'd you say?
You need to go to sleep.
You need to be quiet. You're worse than a wife. Lord, man.
Why you like to taste of this?
It's my universe. I can dish it out. I don't have to take it.
No.
I don't have to take it. Double standards here, chick.
You don't want to talk.
All right. I think that's it. save next. And I'm gonna make this one due, let's see, what's today? Today
The
is
13th.
April the 13th. That's not right. Oh, yeah. No. This is April 13th. Limit number of attempts to 5. That way y'all can do 125 problems, and by then you'll be
Tired.
okay. Now I'm not gonna go through and do the problem. We can do that Wednesday, but I mean Monday of next week we can go through and review it and do it. So go ahead and work on that. Now you don't have to work on it. You can wait till Monday, but we're gonna cut it off after that. Let me go to call the roll and stop the do jigger.